the secret to living the life that you want. Today I'm going to share with you basically the best breakdown on exactly what's taking place in your life so that you can actually understand what's taking place and change it and get the results that you want. Because the thing is, I can tell you this is everything that I teach in the Higher Self community. I can tell you this right now and you're not going to do it. I can tell you this right now and I can break this down so perfectly, so clearly for you and tell you exactly what you need to do, but you're not going to do it. Why? Well, first of all, you're around people that are not vibing at this level that I'm sharing with you. You are programmed subconsciously to act a certain way and behave a certain way that's getting you the results that you're getting. So it's going to be very difficult for you to change it. But if you join me, if you get around people like myself that are elevated, that have done the inner work and understand these concepts at a very deep level and have overcome them and come out on the other side of them, you will start to actually step up to that new standard. Okay, so I'm going to break this down for you at the deepest level. If you want to join us in the Higher Self community, click the link in the description to start actually applying these principles, because like I said, it's going to be very difficult for you to do them on your own. But I'm going to break this down for you. You have to understand. Let's start here with this stick figure. When you first came here, a particle of energy from mom, a particle of energy from dad came swimming along. The nucleus of you was born. 9 months later, you made your debut on the planet. Okay, you were a baby. You were an infant. At that time, your conscious mind was not developed. Okay, this large circle is the mind. The little circle is the body. This is you as an infant. Your conscious mind was not developed. You didn't have the ability to think. You didn't have the ability to accept or reject. You didn't have the ability to choose. You didn't have the ability to say, wow, that was crazy. Wow, can't I go back into the womb and chill there for a little longer? You didn't have that ability to think because your conscious mind wasn't developed. It's from about 0 to about 12 years old where your conscious mind is fully developed. So between that time, between 0 and 12, you're being programmed. Everything that's taking place around you in your environment is going into your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is wide open. Wide open. If you grew up in an English-speaking household, you would only know English. If you were born in the United States and immediately shipped off to Japan and grew up in a Japanese-speaking household, you would only learn Japanese. You would have no idea what English was because it all went straight into your subconscious mind. That's all you knew. Okay, so at that time, all the information from the outside, from the environment, was going straight into your subconscious. Thoughts, beliefs, habits, energy, the language that you speak, all those things. The reason why you dress the way that you dress, like it's all been programmed from a very young age. Okay, so these programs were instilled at such a young age. Okay, now what takes place? Now you're about 12 years old, 15 years old, whatever age you are now. Now your conscious mind has been developed. Now you have the ability to choose. Now you have the ability to think. But what's taking place? Oh, the programs in your subconscious mind that were there when you were an infant, those subconscious programs are still there. They're still there, and what's happening? Those subconscious programs, okay, the conscious mind is where you think. Subconscious mind is how you feel. The body is where you take actions in the physical. Okay, so you are taking actions that are in congruence with these programs in the subconscious, because 95% of your behavior is subconscious, 5% of your behavior is with your conscious mind. You are taking actions that are causing you to get the results that you are getting in your life. It's based on these programs. That's why people go on diets. That's why people try and change, and it's so difficult for them. And then what? They may do it for a week, a month, and then what? They go right back to the way that they were before, because they're not changing what's taking place in the subconscious. Okay. It's like this. Both science and psychology have determined or isolated the one prime cause for success or failure in your life, and it's the hidden self-image that you have of yourself. But here's the thing, that self-image was formed here. Who you believed you were, what you did, what you were capable of achieving. All of that was programmed at this young age, and you just grew up thinking this is just how I am. Oh, our family, we've just always been struggling. It's always been difficult for us to make money, or whatever it may be. You develop that self-image of yourself, and even maybe even your parents would tell you, or people around you at that time would tell you, oh, you're not going to do that. You're going to be like one of us, or a gardener, or an accountant, or whatever, and they don't think that you can branch out of the box. The whole point is for you to actually become who you were created to be, and a lot of the times that's going to be outside the box. So that self-image was formed at that age, at such a young age. Now you're walking around with that same self-image. You do things you don't even know why. You don't even know why you feel low self-esteem. You don't even know why you feel hesitant to speak in certain situations, or hesitant to do certain things, because it's this self-image that's controlling you. It's like you go to do something, and then the subconscious is feeding you thoughts of like, oh, no, but you don't do that. You don't go out and talk to people. You don't go out and introduce yourself to people. You don't go out and do that. Like, you're being influenced by this self-image. Your subconscious mind is auto-suggesting you thoughts that are in harmony with this self-image. Okay, we have to change this self-image. We're going to get to that in a second. Your self-image is causing you to take actions and get results that are in harmony with that self-image. Okay, it works like this. We have a plane. Okay, this is a plane going from LAX to New York. The self-image operates the same way as a cybernetic mechanism. That means it's the same way as the autopilot in a plane. So a plane, the pilot takes off on the runway, gets up to elevation, and what do? Oh, they flip on the autopilot. They're chilling. The pilot's not even doing anything. The computers have taken over. Okay, this is what's taking place in everyone's life. The computer has taken over. The program has taken over. They're operating on autopilot. 95% of their behavior is based on what's taking place in the subconscious. They can try all they want with 5%. They can try all they want with their conscious mind. It's only affecting 5% of their behavior. Oh yeah, I just really need to do that. Oh, well, why am I not doing it? And you get so frustrated with yourself. It's because it's subconscious. And how do you change what's in the subconscious? Through spaced repetition and emotional impact. Okay? That's why you'll see a basketball player, they're repeating the same act, the shooting the free throw or shooting the shot multiple times. The golfer is swinging the golf swing multiple times. It's repetition, which is hardwiring it in the subconscious. Okay? But the plane leaves from LAX, it's going to New York. Okay, it's going to New York. The plane leaves, the pilot puts it on autopilot. What happens? Oh, they hit some turbulence. Oh, the plane gets knocked off course. It's not going towards Chicago. It's supposed to go towards New York, and it's supposed to be on autopilot the whole time. It's on autopilot. What happens? On autopilot, the program measures the deviation from the set goal, which is New York, and it auto-corrects. It takes the necessary action to adjust the flight pattern and put it back on course. It's the same thing that's happening with you in your life. That's why people get on diets. They change for a little bit. Oh, they're starting to lose the weight. Oh, then what happens? The subconscious measures the deviation from the set goal and it puts it right back on course to being overweight. And then they don't even know why. They're like, yeah, I did for a little while, but fuck, it was tough. And they just get right back on and they just do the same thing because they haven't changed what's taking place in the subconscious mind, okay? That's the same thing that's taking place with you in your life. You are taking actions and then your subconscious is auto-correcting. If you deviate from the self-image that you have, your subconscious mind kicks in and says, oh no, we need to take these actions. And it changes and you go back to getting the same results that you've been getting, okay? how do we change this? This is literally the biggest breakthrough that I'm going to share with you, and I'm going to give you the secret right now, because the thing is I already know that you're not going to do it. So I can share it with you, and it's like you're still not going to do it, because I know how difficult it is. I know the persistence. I know the faith. I know what it takes. Okay, so here's what you're going to do. You have to understand. Everyone's going by what they hear, see, smell, taste, and touch. They're going by their present results. They can't think anything greater than their present results. They're going solely based on the physical. Okay? And that's why they're always going to be limited. They're always going to be bound. They're always going to be like, well, I don't see how I can get that different result. I don't know how to change. I need to know the steps and all this stuff. They're confusing it. They don't understand deep level principles, and I'm going to share this with you. Mark 11:24. I don't know if you can see this. I have it tattooed on my arm here. Chosen one, my birthday. Mark 11:24. Habakkuk 2:3. I am him in the vision. Okay, God wrote that on me, but I'm going to share this with you. Mark 11:24. It says in the Bible, therefore I tell you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours. Oh, well, I don't understand how I can believe that I have received it. Well, that means that you have to not go by the physical. How are you going to believe it if you go based on the physical? Well, there's nothing in the physical. There's nothing telling me that I should believe it. What? That doesn't make sense. Okay, you have to understand, you've been given higher mental faculties. You have been given higher mental faculties that separate you from the animal kingdom. All the animals, all the creatures in the animal kingdom, they all operate based on instinct. Okay, this is gold that I'm sharing with you. Comment gold if you get this. Okay, you've been given higher mental faculties. All the animals in the animal kingdom are all going based on instinct. You have been given God-given higher mental faculties that allow you to create your environment, create your reality. Okay, you have the imagination, the intuition, memory, will, perception, reason. These are higher mental faculties. Okay, we're going to focus on imagination right now. Okay, Mark 11:24. Therefore I tell you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours. Oh, how do you believe that you have received it? Well, you use your marvelous imagination. This could be you in the career that you want, you driving the car that you want, you in the relationship that you want, you with the money that you want, you as the version of you that you want to be. You have to go based on your imagination. This is where all possibility lies in your imagination. You can imagine whatever it is that you want. So when you imagine yourself as the version of yourself that you desire to be, and you believe that you've already received what you desire, you believe you're already experiencing it, regardless of what's taking place in the physical, because you've mastered self, because this is what I talk about in the Higher Self community. It's doing the daily habits that I teach, and by doing those daily habits, you're removing your energy that's been locked in the physical for so long, of you believing that that's who you are, that telling you your worth, that telling you your value, that telling you your identity, and you've removed that, put it solely on yourself, on the spiritual, on the internal. Now you start to develop yourself from within, because I'm telling you right now, God already placed it within you. It's already written. What you desire to be, it's already within you. It's not going to be found out here. So as you start to put that attention on yourself, start to develop yourself from within by doing the daily habits that I teach, you start to become aware of this calling, this gift, this version of you that He already created you to be. Jeremiah 1:5, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. It already exists within you. The version of you that you desire to be is already within you. You just have to become aware of it. Okay, now we take your imagination, you start to become aware of it by developing yourself from within. This image starts coming to you. I'm telling you, this happens naturally. But you have to do the inner work. And as you do the inner work, this image naturally is uncovered. Naturally, I'm telling you, it's already within you, it's already been decided. You just have to do the inner work. And as you do the inner work, this image starts coming to you. Now you start stepping more and more into this version of you. Because you're no longer putting your attention on what's taking place outside. You're starting to develop yourself from within. You start to believe that you already are that which you want to be. I'm telling you right now, this is how it works. Mark 11:24, therefore I tell you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours. Okay? Not it will be yours in a month, not it'll be yours in 3 months, not it'll be yours in a year. We don't know. That's God's time. You have to allow that to take place. But understand it's coming into form. Well, one of the laws of the universe is the law of gender. One of the laws of the universe is the law of gender. The law of gender states that all seeds and creations have a gestation or an incubation period that must elapse before it manifests. What does that mean? That means that time has to elapse before it comes into form. Okay, there's things that are taking place that you aren't even aware of, that you aren't even consciously aware of. Now in the physical, you don't know. There's things that are taking place in the universe that are taking place that are causing this image to come into form when you get to this level. Okay, we understand this when it comes to carrots. We understand this when it comes to a baby. A carrot is 30 to 90 days to come into form. A baby, 9 months. You don't trip out after 3 months and you're like, why isn't it happening? You understand, you have a deeper level of understanding. Okay, it's the same thing with your idea. Your idea is coming into form. This version of you is coming into form. It's taking time. You don't know how long it's going to take. It's not a set, fixed 9 months. This is God's time. This is how you start to develop yourself from within and start leaning on Him. And it says, Hebrews 11:1, faith is the substance of things hoped for. The substance of things hoped for. The evidence of things not seen. You are seeing it in your imagination. You can't see it. You can't see this in the physical. But as you start to develop yourself from within, you realize this is more real than the physical. You realize your imagination, spirit, is more real than the physical, and it's coming into form. And as you start to see yourself as that version of you, you start to impress this on your subconscious mind over and over again because you're getting emotional with it. Now it's rewriting the self-image that was instilled at such a young age. Now when you rewrite that self-image, it starts to come into form. You naturally take the actions. Naturally, I'm telling you this happens. You're guided to it. You naturally take the actions that are going to create the result of this image that you have of yourself in your mind. Okay, this is the secret to you creating the life that you want, you stepping into who He created you to be. And like I said, I can share this with you, but you're not going to do it because there's too much in here for you to overcome. You can do it on your own. You can do it on your own. It's difficult, but you can do it. But I'm telling you, you will far surpass what you can do on your own when you join others that are doing it. I'm leading the group. I'm already coaching others, showing them this process so that they can become the version of themselves that they want to be in this life, that God created them to be. Because I'm telling you right now, it's not going to happen on your time. It's coming into form in His time. You have to start to develop yourself from within, start to do these daily habits, start to have the discipline, and develop the version of you from within by removing the vices, by instilling discipline and doing the things that I teach and elevating your mindset. We have group coaching calls every week for you to actually instill this deeper, ask me questions, and understand this at a deeper level. And I share this at a very deep level in the Higher Self community, but getting questions answered live from me is a whole nother level for exactly what you're going through. So click the link in the description if you want to join us in that. If you want to get in touch with me, DM me on Instagram at Michael Vincent Mindset, and we'll see you in the next one.